Once again, thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time this morning. My name is Gus. I'm a sales executive here with GroupLink's. Some of you may have talked to me already. I think there's a few names I recognized, and so we appreciate you taking some time to jump on. And I'm excited to show you some things that we've been able to do with the HelpDesk to help other organizations with their HelpDesk software as well as processes and some of the things that they've been wanting to be able to do. Let me do this. Let me get through a couple slides here, and then I'll jump into a demonstration. Some differentiators. With everything HelpDesk, you receive personal customer service and support. We have an awesome customer service team as well as a customer care team that provides some different services for you guys. You'll even see here free configuration and business process training included with every purchase. We don't charge you extra like most companies do for web training. We'd love to jump on, talk about some of the good things that some of our customers are doing, maybe able to help you out there, best business practices for HelpDesk, things like that. We also offer free customer webinars. Some of you might have jumped on those, where we're able to not only talk about best practices, but also we often have one of our customers come on and kind of show you how different ways that they are using the software. It's great to create kind of a little community where you can maybe benefit from each other and help each other. We have a wonderful customer retention rate, as you can see here, and that goes back to our customer service and our customer care doing an awesome job in making sure that customers are happy, satisfied, and using the software. Let me come in here, get through a couple of these. Some of the things that really separate us, I won't go through all of this. I'd rather get into the demonstration, but ease of use. That's one of the biggest things that we hear back from our customers, letting us know that at the end of the day, it's easy to use. There's a lot of intelligence, a lot of automation that can make life easy, but like it's mentioned here, at the end of the day, easy to use. The easier it is to use, the less resistance you get from end users, customer, some of your customers, and which goes a long way. Quick and easy configuration, honestly, that's another huge differentiator, is you're not going to spend hours and hours and hours trying to set this up. We have wonderful tools that allow you to go in and quick and easily configure the HelpDesk in ways that you want it. Once again, our customer care team could jump on with you and help you with that. Do go over some best practices and kind of make it a seamless transition there. Some of the other things that we have here, asset tracking. We found that probably over the last couple of years, one of the biggest inclusions into HelpDesk has been integration into assets, the ability to track assets. We do integrate with a product called Zenworks. We're looking at other products, other asset management tools to integrate with, but if you don't use Zen right now and you don't plan on purchasing it, we do have an awesome internal asset tracking tool that allows you not only to see and track your assets within the HelpDesk, but also tie problems to those assets, which is huge, where you can see, the different tickets that are associated to an asset. See how many problems you've had with that specific asset, or even run more general reports. Show me my top 10, my top 20 problem assets that I have out there. Some great data, some metrics that you can run, maybe in making better decisions in the future on what types or vendors of assets that you purchase. And then scheduled automated reports. That's an awesome one as well. Not only can you run reports and build reports within our system, but you can also automate them. Hey, once every other week, send me this report, or every day, whatever it might be, we can automate that process for you as well. Some of the benefits here. A service that helps streamline, organize, track, and report on the human side of IT services and requests. Better quality, quicker turnaround for customer requests, improve the usage of IT support resources, and increase productivity of business and personnel. A lot of times you guys have a lot of things that you want to do. What our software allows you to do is to be able to do that. We can communicate back with the end user, kind of streamline that process for you automatically as you're working, so that you're not having to stop to call end users, send separate emails, write separate emails. We have some wonderful integration that allows us to automate some of that for you as well. It's 100% web-based. How important is that? We understand that you as technicians are often on the go, so why wouldn't your help desk be on the go as well? Not only can you access this from any computer that's connected to the network there within your organization, but it's also mobile compatible. iPhones, Droids, Blackberries, iPhones, iPads, iPod Touch with Wi-Fi. You'd be able to access this from a handheld device, update tickets, create tickets, close tickets right there from wherever you are. We're seeing more and more of our customers utilize this, as they're out on site or helping the customer wherever they might be. As I already mentioned, GroupWise, Outlook, a lot of different email integrations that we have, as well as calendaring to help streamline and automate a lot of the communication that goes back and forth to the user. And then directory integration. This is huge. eDirectory, Active Directory. We also have Open LDAP Directory for those of you that might not be using those two directories, where we can authenticate using your directory, pulling in your information, contact information from end users automatically. I'm going to get into templates, and I'll kind of talk more about that as we get into the demonstration, but this is one of my favorite features within the help desk, and I really think it could be included in the differentiators as well, where a lot of our competitors are not utilizing ticket templates in the ways that we are, not only for quick tickets, but also reoccurring task, workflow for projects, child tickets. Like I said, I'll get more in depth there here in a few minutes. One of the new things you're going to see within our system is the ACL, which allows you to really drill down into specifics as far as what you want individuals and groups to see, have access to. It gets a little bit more in depth than just your end user, technician, manager. You can differentiate some of your individuals as far as access that you want to give them within the system. Knowledgebase, once again, wonderful to push some information out to your users for self-help. Your top 10, your top 15 frequently asked questions. We also have private articles. You notice that, where if you have detailed resolution, sensitive documentation that you don't want users seeing or attempting, we can make those private. Only those with tech rights or manager rights for your department can view those articles, which is nice. It's web-based, so going back to that, you're on the go. You want to pull up some documentation from somewhere. You could do that from wherever you are through the knowledge base. You can build these from scratch. You can also take closed tickets and move them to the knowledge base automatically, as you see a good resolution that comes through. Powerful reporting, I'll get into those here. Graphical and data, we do have dashboards. I'll get more in depth there. Multiple department. This is huge. We're seeing across the board in organizations, multiple departments using a help desk type of software. Some call it a work order system, a service desk, a tracking tool. What we're seeing our customers utilize this in mostly right now are IT, maintenance, and transportation, but we're seeing more and more move towards like HR, payroll, any department that wants to track questions or gets questions from end users, and they want to be able to track it and take advantage of that streamlined communication. They can use our system. Really, the key being that they're separate. You guys don't see maintenance tickets. They don't see your tickets. You don't report on each other's tickets. We're just creating a central place for users to go for help, whether for heating and air conditioning, their benefits, their IT, whatever it might be. And I'll show you that and how we make that differentiation there. Few customer testimonials here. Prior to using GroupLink Help Desk, we didn't know how many incidences we were solving. The squeaky wheel got the grease and the incidents were missed and forgotten. Since implementation, end user satisfaction has increased tremendously. And then if I come in here, with everything help desk, communication has greatly improved between the technician and the end user. Everyone can see what is happening with their issue. You'll notice one of the main themes to these quotes is communication. Really, how important is communication? It's probably one of the biggest obstacles and challenges that you face within your organization, and that communicating back and forth, and we've really been able to help that. I think I have one more here from Danville School District. Going from a client install of our previous help desk software to everything help desk, a web-based application, was like going from horse and buggy to a full loaded race car. Crystal Powell is one of my favorite people, but I love this quote from her, because how appropriate is that? A lot of times we feel like we're stuck, many years ago in the applications we have, and with the web-based option that we provide, can really streamline a lot of your process as well as communication. Zenworks integration, I'm going to get more in depth in that as I get into the software. Once again, you can use the internal asset piece, or you could go directly into Zenworks, even do remote control sessions right from the help desk ticket. All right. Perfect. So let me do this. I'm going to share my screen. Amy, I want you to let me know if you can see. I'm sharing the help desk. Can you see the login page, Amy?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And Amy, let me know if any questions come up as I go through. I can't see it as I'm sharing, and so let me know if you see some questions that I should cover. All right. There's kind of three. Thanks, Amy. There's kind of three different sides of the help desk that I want to show. I want to start off with the end user experience. I'm just going to briefly go through that, some of the tools that we have here within the help desk that will help with communication with your end user. Go in as a tech, as the second part, updating a ticket, just some of the basics there, and then maybe wrap it up more on the managerial side. Some of the automated tools we have, ticket templates, reporting, kind of go through some of that. Once again, this is a brief overview. For those of you that are interested in maybe getting more in depth, I'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Just let us know if you're interested in that, and I'd be happy to not only have that conversation, but even do another WebEx with your team if you'd like, where we can get a little bit more in depth. Being web-based, we do have an end-user portal for the users to come in here and fill out tickets. Now, this is just one avenue for getting tickets into the system. We also offer obviously phone and walk-in as an option, where if someone calls you, you do have the ability to put in a ticket for someone else. And then we have email integration, where a tool called Email to Ticket, where we can actually monitor like an email account for you and take those emails and make them into tickets for you. It eliminates that copy and paste, right? The dreaded, I got 15 emails, I got to make tickets manually. We can automate that for you as well. We've had great success with the web form. A lot of our customers are utilizing the web form. They find it very easy to use, which goes back to one of the differentiators there. And so I want to start there. I want to show that to you. Once again, being web-based, it's very easy to make it accessible, whether it's a link on a website, a bookmark, a shortcut. We have the ability to get this out to the user very easily. We also authenticate with your directory for login ID and password. So you're not having to recreate login ID and passwords for all of your users. We're simply using the integration with your directory to do that. And so if I log in here as a user for some help, you'll notice that I can come over here and I can create a new ticket. Now, I want to kind of explain what you're looking at. The first thing you'll see here are a list of tickets. These are tickets that I, Nikki, in this case, the end user, have submitted to the help desk, whether it's to IT, maintenance, human resources, whatever departments might be using the system. This is kind of my own interface where I can come in and get a status update. It's kind of like package tracking. I want to see where my package is at. Without having to call anybody, email anybody, I have a place where I can go to view the public notes of the ticket, even update the ticket. Hey, I rebooted my computer. It seems to be working better now. They could do that right from here and see that information. Now, you'll notice the text right above there. Phones are down. Please do not submit tickets for phone issues. When you allow users to go online to submit requests or tickets, you want to alert them a lot of times. Hey, our phones are down. We know they're down. Don't submit tickets for phone issues. The last thing you guys want are 20 or 30 tickets for a phone issue you already know about. And so it would take you 5-10 seconds to change that marquee where you can throw some of those alerts, maybe eliminate some of that bulk entry of issues. As a side note, we do have a mass update tool where you can take all 20 tickets if you wanted, merge them into one, or even just close them all at the same time. So that you're not having to go through it one by one. All right. With that said, I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to take a second and kind of explain some of your options here when it comes to this ticket. The first thing you'll notice is that my contact information is pre-populated. Because I've logged in and we're using the directory, we're pulling in directory information on this user. This is a default. If you have additional fields that you want to show within this form, you do have the ability to do that. You're not limited to what you see here. Kind of the key is to make it easy, when we get back to that. I don't want to have the user have to tell me who they are, what their email, what their phone is every time they fill this out. We already know that information for the most part. And so we're just going to go grab it. I'm going to stop right there for a second and mention something. Some of you might not have all of your end users in the directory, and that's okay. You can add individuals into the help desk and give them access as if they were in the directory. It won't read back to the directory, it won't push information back, but it will allow them access to the help desk without having to be in the directory. That's a question I often get, so I wanted to make sure that I covered that, where those handful of end users that you want to give access to without putting them in your directory, you can. Now, I'm going to come in here and fill out a few simple drop-downs. I'm going to explain some of your options within these drop-downs. You'll notice I'm looking at 9.3.3. Our 10.0 version is right around the corner here in the next few weeks. And one of the inclusions with that will be the ability to automate location. If you have a location stored in your directory, you can actually come in here and autofill for you for this particular user, so that they're not even having to fill it out. It just makes it that much more easy. They could override if needed. You'll notice here within my drop-downs that I have schools. Every drop-down you see is configured by you. Don't be thrown off by what I have in here. It would literally take you seconds to come in and add information and build these drop-downs. It's very easy to do, the tools that allow you to do it. But I have this as like physical locations. This could be departments, floors, however you wanted to maybe track a location. Then we come to group. This is where we decide who we're sending this to. I kind of already talked a little bit about this. Once again, the big thing being the separation. You don't see maintenance stuff. They don't see your stuff. You don't report on each other's stuff. Even all of your individual customization is separate. You'll notice if I choose maintenance and I come here to category, I'm looking at maintenance issues. If I were to come back in here and choose IT, I'm now looking at IT. And so there is that separation where you guys don't intertwine with each other. You can create your own processes, your own fields, and it doesn't affect each other. Now, I have this as hardware, network, software training. Remember, this is configured by you. Don't be thrown off by what I have, but there is some intelligence here where if I choose hardware and I come into category option, I'm now looking specifically at the different types of hardware issues that we support within the organization. If I come in here and I choose, let's say, printer, you'll notice that an assignment was made. It looks like a drop-down. It's not. We can route assignments based off of locations or even types of problems. Some people, they have a first-line support designated at a location. We can route it to that individual automatically. The user can never change it, even though it looks like they can choose from a drop-down. It's not. If you make an automated assignment, it cannot be changed. Or maybe type of problem. Hardware go to this person, software go to this person. I keep saying person, but we can also send it to what we call ticket pools or teams, to where if you don't want to send it to an individual, but you want to send it to a team for dispatch or to pull from, we can also route in that way. I would say in most organizations, that's probably the most common, is to send it to a team first and then decide who the individual assignment might go to. These fields here, these are examples of custom fields. Beyond what we have here, you have the ability to add additional fields. Literally would take you 3 to 5 seconds to build a field and add it to the form. You can make them required even. Drop-downs, check boxes, radio buttons, text fields, however you want to gather information, you can. A lot of times when you allow a user to go online to fill this out, you want to ask additional questions. You have some additional information you need. Well, instead of playing phone tag for 3 days to get it, we can just get it first contact by adding a few of these fields. I will mention this, unlimited. You can have as many of these fields as you want. We do ask you to keep it more on the simple side, just because the easier it is for them to fill it out, the less resistance you'll get from them to fill it out. And so, but we wanted to at least give you the opportunity, if you feel like your users can handle a few more fields, you could do that. Subject note, I can attach files here. You guys can put a file size limit on attachments. But when I save this, an email goes back to me as the end user as a confirmation with a ticket number. That's automatic. And then we also have the ability to send an email to a person or even a team letting them know that a new ticket is in the help desk. If you are in your help desk all day and you don't want the email, you can have that turned off. It's just a default within the system. All right. I'm going to move out here and maybe head more into the tech side. Hopefully you can see I'm a little long-winded, but this is a very easy thing for them, kind of self-explanatory to fill out. All right. I'm actually going to go in as a manager. I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I have the ability to show you what a tech and a manager do. This interface is very similar to what a technician would see. Technicians just don't have rights to settings or full access to reports. With the ACL, you do have the ability to give some of your technicians rights to reports without giving them rights to settings. I mean, there's some different things that you're able to do, some in-betweens. Before I get into what I'm looking at, phone calls and emails. I touched on this a little bit, but if someone does call me, I have the ability to fill this out for them. This is actually searching the directory. Let's say I have Nikki on the phone. I choose Nikki's name. It auto-populates for Nikki, and I would then come in and fill this out very much the same way. I won't go back through it. But note that to the right, there are some additional fields here. Priority status and estimated completion date. The user does not see these and cannot fill these out for pretty obvious reasons. For them, priorities are always high, right? Statuses are now, and estimated completion dates are yesterday, it seems like. And so we don't allow that, but we do allow you to set that. These drop downs are also custom by you. Don't be thrown off by what I have. I have it as low, medium, high, overdue. You might even have it as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it might be. And then email to ticket. As I said, we could take those emails and make them into tickets. Really what it would look like is that the subject of their email would be brought into the ticket here. Note of their email is brought in here. Attachments are brought over as well. The only fields we don't fill out are category and category option. It is a little bit more generic, but we just don't know what those are. Based off of the text of the email, you would have to categorize it when you open the ticket to decide, who's going to work on it. But like I said, it eliminates that copy and paste when it comes to taking emails and making them tickets manually. All right. I'm going to move away from creating tickets. Amy, let me know if there's any questions there about the creation of tickets, and I can back up a little bit. But I'm going to kind of go into the actual ticket. So if I come in as a tech, you'll notice I have a tab here. I see my assignments. Now, maybe I'm also a part of a team queue, and I could come in here and I could see the team queue. Now, this tab here is a managerial view. Just because we're automating assignments doesn't mean you can't see it. This allows you to see what everybody's doing as the manager. You could even sort. I want to see oldest tickets first. I want to see this by assignment, maybe by location. I mean, you could come in here and really prioritize and sort by any of these actual columns. And the same goes for the technician when prioritizing, right? I'm headed out to a location. Let's see what else I have going on there today. Now, if I open a ticket, move it to the middle here. I've talked about a lot of this, but you'll notice at the top, created dates, modified dates, ticket numbers, work time. We track time in 2 ways. Created, modified to close is one way, and then we also track hands-on time. You can have it count for you. You can even come in here and manually update this. The manual time is great. A lot of times, the ticket was open for 2 weeks, but we waited a week and a half for a part to come in. And so how much hands-on time did we spend? And we can come in here and we can show you that right here. You may even need to bill out for certain issues, and you could put an actual time in for that. PDF, that just allows us to come in here and print this off in PDF format if you wanted. A lot of my ticket info, we've already kind of covered that, but you'll notice if I come down, I have history. Anytime we make changes or updates, we tell you the day, the time, and then who made the update. This is great for communication between techs. Maybe they're helping each other. They can come in here. They can see what's going on, what the other person has done or tried. For you as managers, this is a great accountability tool where you can see who's doing what, when they did it, kind of an audit trail there for you to take a look at. Now, if I want to make an update or a change, I simply just come in here. Maybe it's a work in progress. If I'm on hold, we have the part that's come in. I can come in here and I can save it. And what it'll do is it'll actually open up a window for you where you can come in here and you can even add notes. If you wanted, part is on order or part came in, we'll be in on Friday. Really the biggest thing I want to show is this. Anytime you make an update to the ticket, whether it's a note or even just a change, you do have the ability to notify the user automatically. I have these defaulted off. You can have them defaulted on or manually change them if you wanted. But when I save this, this sends an email back to the user with this information, letting them know what the update was. The idea here is to increase customer satisfaction without decreasing productivity. you're not having to write separate emails or make separate phone calls, as I've mentioned, for follow-up. We simply can do it through the process. One of the coolest things we do is that when that email is sent, we embed the ticket number in the subject line. So if they hit reply to that email, that reply will actually come back to the help desk, look up ticket number 3, and stamp their reply right here within the history, as well as sending it via email to the tech, letting them know what the update was. If the tech gets reply, same thing, comes back, stamps in the ticket, sends it on via email to the user. So we're capturing that email communication that often goes missing, as we're looking for information or data. All right, assets. I actually have this tied into the internal piece. What we can do right now is we can import your assets in via an Excel file or a CSV file. Like I mentioned, there's 2 main reasons we do that. Number 1 is to track asset information, and the other one is to tie problems to assets. If once I've entered a tag number, or maybe I do a search for a room number or location or whatever it might be, or even an end user, showing me their assets, once that's been inputted, it creates a hyperlink to the asset. Real quick, here's some of the fields that we're tracking on these assets. Numbers, names, types. Once again, drop-downs are configured by you. Statuses, maybe you want to do inventory. We've assigned it out. It's on hand. Locations, groups, vendors. There's a lot of information we're tracking here. Even accounting info. PO numbers, values, lease information, warranty dates. Any field that you see here, or even any field you create within the asset piece, you can do custom fields, just as easy to create as a custom field for a ticket. You can filter and report on. Show me all PCs, the warranties up in the next 3 months. Let's go out there and take a glance and see if there's anything we need to send in for service before the warranty's up. Or show me all laptops we've assigned out. Who are they assigned to? How long have they had them? What rooms are they in? There's a lot of information and data that you're able to do. You'll even notice here, if I come over, I have some tabs. These 4 tabs are custom tabs. Literally took me like 3 to 4 minutes to build these. If you don't want to add fields into these regular tabs, you can actually create your own tabs and add fields into those. Very easy tool. You can report on these. Really, anything we don't track that you want to track on your assets, you have the ability to do. We can even do remote control right here through a VNC port. What it does is it creates a remote, it puts a remote button, right here next to the asset, where you could do a remote control session right from the ticket. It even will create a history note saying that there was a remote session, day and time, and by who. And so that would be captured as well. If I were to click this link, and this were a Zen asset, this would actually take me into Zenworks, where anything you store within Zenworks, you have the ability to view and see from the ticket. You're not having to go back and forth between the applications. We can do it right from here, as well as remote control. If this were a Zen asset, we would also have a remote control button to the right as well. Now, one of my favorite tabs that I'll touch on is this one. This shows me all tickets ever associated to the asset. It's kind of like that Carfax history report, where you can come in here and you can see this. As a technician, I think this is maybe one of the most valuable pieces of information you have. Has this asset ever had this problem in the past? And if it has, how is it resolved? And I could come in here and I could take a quick glance at that. As I mentioned prior to this, you can, as managers, could run more, general reporting. Show me my top 10, my top 20 problem assets that I have out there. And so we can kind of do a little bit of both. All right. I'm going to jump out of the ticket, and I'm going to wrap it up more on the managerial side here for you. Ticket templates. I can access my templates here. I'm actually going to do it from here to start off. There's 3 types of templates that you can build within our system. You can have way more than 3. There's just 3 different ways we use them. The first deals with HelpDesk. The other 2 are a little bit outside of HelpDesk, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. If I come in here to the reset username and password, this is an example of a quick ticket. A lot of you are probably taking phone calls every day. I would imagine most of your phone calls are everyday common questions or problems that come in, where it might even take you longer to fill out a ticket than to solve the problem. Our goal is for you to document everything you do. There's a lot of value in that, regardless of how easy it is. And so we wanted to find this efficient way where you could document those. And so what we did is we gave you the ability to create templates or quick tickets. Instead of creating a new ticket, I can actually open up a pre-populated ticket for this type of issue. All I have to do is input who the user is and hit launch, and it will go into the system at the status that you have defaulted. Now, you could override it if you ever wanted to do that. I have this as closed. This is just a quick, easy thing that I did, but I wanted to document it. This might be a printer issue that someone still needs to look at. It's just common. And so create a template for it, put it as like a waiting dispatch or assigned not updated. It'll get into the appropriate queue based on the type of problem that it is. It's just a quick way to get it into the system and get it documented. I hope that makes sense. Now, the other two types, like I said, are a little bit outside of HelpDesk. What I mean by that is we realize you don't just help people all day. You have a lot of things you do, upgrades, updates, projects, tasks. I mean, there's so many things that go on beyond helping. And so we wanted to find an efficient way where you could track those as well. If I come in here to database backup, this is an example of a reoccurring task or reoccurring ticket. Let's say that you have a task you do once a month. What you can do is you can come in here, you can create a template for it, and then you can put it on a reoccurrence pattern. In this scenario, on the first Monday of every month, I want this ticket created and sent to the appropriate person or team to take care of. Maybe it's the first day of the month, the third of the month, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it might be, we can handle that timeline. For schools, maybe it's every May 15th, send me this ticket for audio for graduation. And once a year we can kick that out to you. Number one, great reminder. Number two, you're documenting it. Dear Mr. President or CEO, here's how much time we spend helping people, but here's how much time we spend behind the scenes, upgrades and updates and maintaining technology within the organization. Now, the third one deals with projects. You probably see the term here, child tickets. The system has the ability to do parent-child ticketing. Some of you may know what that is, some of you may not, and so I'm going to back up for 30 seconds, and I'll show you. Parent-child ticketing is a project management term, as I mentioned. What you can do is you can create a parent ticket or a project ticket. Now, when you have a project, there's all these little tasks that happen by different individuals. What you can do is you can actually come in here, and this is a pretty extensive project that I have, but you could create different assignments to different individuals. You can put different timelines on them. You could come in and see what the status is, what they're doing. You don't have to go out there and look for 10 tickets to see what's going on with your project. We can bring them into one as child tickets. Now, they're their own ticket. They're just categorized as a child ticket, but this individual will come in here and update this as if it were a regular ticket. Now, this is manual. I can come in here and I can create these assignments whenever I want. Where the templates come into play is I can automate when those assignments are made. You'll notice here like a new hire. We need maintenance to put in a desk. We need to put in a computer and a phone. We need to give them their email and their passwords. We need to add them to the directory. I'm sure your list is longer. These are each their own ticket, their own assignment to an individual. But if I come here to workflow, I can now decide when I want those assignments to be made. Step one, HR launches the parent ticket with the details for the new hire. Right away, we're sending out step two. We're going to send out a ticket to maintenance to put in a desk, and we're going to add them to the directory. Once those are completed, then our system will automatically kick out the next series of assignments. I think you get the idea. Once they're completed, then we send out the next series. How many times have you shown up with a computer and there's no desk, right? This is a great way to collaborate with other departments, increase communication within your own department when it comes to projects. You can launch these off of anything. Approved, hey, as soon as they begin to work on this, let's get out there and we'll start our side. You can drag and drop these into any order that you want. You can have way more than 4 or 5 steps. This is just more of an example for you. But like I said, at the end of the day, we have the ability to come in here, streamline, and automate some of your projects that you guys are doing. All right. Real quick, I'll go into settings. This is just to get into our differentiators, show you how easy it is to configure. I don't want to show you how. I just want to show you how easy. My category is category options. If I come in here to create new category, all I have to do is type it in and hit save. It's that easy to do. If I come in here to category option, same thing. A new type of software we're going to be supporting, I type it in and I hit save. If you're making automated assignments, we do have an out of office where you can route assignments to a different individual while that person is out on vacation or whatever it might be. And so we can automate that as well. If I come in here to custom fields, I don't want to show you how to build custom fields. I want to show you how easy it is to do. If I come in here, this is all categories. I could be more specific if I wanted, but let's say that I need to know like an office number. I type in what I want the field label to say. This may even be a question. You know, what is your office number? Text field, text area, drop down, different options, and I can even make it required, and I hit save. It's that easy to create a field within the ticket. If I want to be more specific, hardware, I can now create a field for all hardware. Or I could even be more specific if it's keyboard. Did you spill Coke on your keyboard again? That's already one we have. So let's do this. Is it sticky? Right? I could make this a drop down. Yes, no, maybe, whatever you might want to add there. Like I said, not trying to show you how to do it, just how easy it is to create these fields. You can even filter and report on these fields as well. The scheduler. This goes into service level agreements, auto escalation. I'm not going to go too in depth here, but I'll kind of give you a quick example. Let's say that you have a low to medium goal. Once you've assigned something to somebody or it's sitting in a ticket pool, it's a low priority. Let's say 2 days pass and nobody does anything with those tickets. Well, let's take some action. Let's automate that. Let's go ahead and escalate this to medium automatically, and let's notify automatically. We're going to notify the team or who this is assigned to, carbon copy, blind copy the manager. I can add a custom message. Hey, this is a new ticket that has not been updated after 2 days. We've escalated it to medium. You know, let's take care of this. And you can create multiple rules. After 4 days, we move it to high. After 5, it's overdue. You know, you may have all tickets need to be done within 7 days. We can create a rule where it moves it to like an overdue priority or even an overdue status for you based off of that timeline. It's not because your techs don't want to do things. It's because they're busy. And this is a great way to you know, flag a ticket that's been out there too long and maybe throw it back to the top of the pile for the technician to take care of. And once again, I'm doing this for all. Your network issues are probably way more important than 2 days, and so you could create different escalation timelines based off even the type of problem that it is. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here with reports just to quickly show you. There's 2 types we can run, data and graphical. My data reports are here. This is where I can come in and build my filter, decide what I want to see in my data report. So my column order is to the right. You'll notice these boxes represent fields or data that I store within the help desk. If I come up here, I can say, you know what, I want to add contact name. I want to see work time. I could simply just come in here and add those. My column order, I can determine where I want to see fields. I want to see this one first, create a date second. I don't care to see subject, maybe even priority in here. I mean, you could eliminate those as well. You can even add custom fields to your view, and you can even filter on those custom fields as well as if they were a normal field. Then I do my filter. This is probably pretty self-explanatory, but what do I want to see? I want to see closed issues. Maybe you want to look at a specific assignment or two. Maybe you want to look at, you know, this by location, just to show you multiple selection. I'll choose 2. You want to do your top 5 contacts, right? We can do that here. Any time frames you want. Today, this week, this month, a range, last 2 hours, 3 days, 4 weeks, whatever it might be. Now, once I've created this, I could go ahead and apply the filter, take a glance at it. Once I've done that, you'll notice here it's a pretty basic data report, but remember, you're seeing the fields you want in the order that you want to see them, and then you're filtering them to where you can see specific types of data. Now, you could export this into PDF or Excel right from here. Now, if you like this, you can name it, and you could save it. And then there's 2 things that we're able to do with a saved filter. I could come in here and I could run this at any point. I don't have to rebuild it every time I want to see this data. Like I mentioned, there's 2 other things we can do. Number 1, we can make it a graph. And the other thing I can do, and this is pretty cool, is I can add it as a tab on my home screen. Most of you have different views that you like to see throughout the day. Let's say, for example, I'm a manager and I want to see all tickets that are assigned and not updated within my organization. Ones we've assigned to people that have not updated it yet. If I come here to custom tabs, I come here to my plus sign. I have a filter here that I've already created for that. So if I snag it and I save, it now adds it as a tab. Now let's say that I have another view that I want to look at. We've had problems at one of the locations, and I want to take a closer look at it and put it in its own tab. If I come back here, you'll notice those have now been added. And based off of my criteria, you can see the fields you want in the order that you want to see them, even custom fields if you'd like, and you could come in here and take a glance at these throughout the day, as you see it. Now, the last thing we're able to do is we're able to go into the graphs, and we're able to take one of those filters and make it into a graph. Now, the graph is a little bit more robust. I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'll kind of explain. What I've done is I've created it open by location. Really what my filter is open tickets. I want to see what open tickets we have, but I want to break it down by location. And so I come in here, you'll notice I have different options, categories, what types of issues, who's working on them, what are the priorities and statuses of them. I'm going to choose location because that's what I've decided to break this down by. If I drill down again, what do I want to see? Do I want to see type of problem? Maybe in this scenario, I want to see status. I want to see what types of statuses they're in. Are they being worked on? Are they not updated? Are they on hold? Where are we at with that? Pie charts, bar charts, I could run this in PDF, HTML, Excel, CSV, different options. This goes back to automating the report. This is where I can come in and say, hey, every Monday I want this emailed to me, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not just to me. Once a month, send this to my boss. This is our monthly report, and you could just have that sent automatically to that individual. Now, if I come back in here, let's run this. Make this a little bigger. You should be able to see a graph. Amy, if you can't see it, let me know. But the graph is always nice. But if I come up here, here's the good information, right? We have 50 open tickets. I've broken it down by my locations. Now remember, I chose location. You have other options as far as how you want to break and drill down when it comes to the graphs. A lot of them coming from this location. If I drill down into there, you'll remember that I chose status. Well, what types of status? 10 assigned and not updated. That seems like a lot. I drill down again, and I'm now looking at those individual tickets. I can even open the ticket from the report. I don't have to go back into the help desk and search for this ticket. I can do it right from here. Obviously, I could save and print this off if I wanted to as well. Now, I think I have another scenario. This is trending by category. This one's in HTML format. Might be a little small for you. I apologize, but this breaks it down by type of issue. Now, ignore my maintenance stuff. I have rights to it for my demo, but you notice here 18 hardware. That seems like quite a lot. I drill down. Well, what types of hardware? Okay, we got 7 boot problem. I drill down. Maybe this isn't a boot problem. Maybe this is a Nikki Patterson problem, right? And so there's some different information. You could open the ticket right from here as well. So there's a lot of options when it comes to the graphical reports, a little bit more robust, than most reporting tools. We're able to do some drill downs. We can even put these into dashboards. I won't go in depth there, but you can take up to 4 saved reports, put them into a dashboard view. Some of you have critical reports you view throughout the day, volume, aging, whatever it might be. Throw them in a dashboard. When you open the dashboard, it updates every 10 to 15 seconds automatically, and so you have the ability to take a quick glance and kind of get real-time results. You might see a huge spike somewhere that might concern you, and you could make some phone calls to see what's going on. But great tool when it comes to the reporting as well as dashboards. Amy, I've kind of gone through an overview of the help desk. I'm going to turn the time back over to you, but before I say that, I want to reiterate one more time what Amy mentioned, is that we're now offering this as a cloud-based hosted solution as well as on-premise. We've had a lot of people requesting and information on the cloud, and so if you're interested in that as well, we'd love to have that discussion with you. It's a little bit different of a model. Most hosted are more of a subscription model, but it takes the maintenance of that off-site, and we can handle that for you. But we've already had a couple of prospects and customers jump on that right away here over the last few weeks, and it's been pretty successful so far. With that said, Amy, I'm going to turn the time over to you to let me know if there's any questions that I can answer.
Okay, thanks so much, Gus. Again, if anyone has questions, feel free to put those through on the chat or the Q&A. So, Gus, I have seen one question come through. Their question was, is this an ITIL-based application? I haven't heard anything about incident change or problem management.
It's not ITIL certified. It's based off of ITIL principles where you get into incident management, problem management. When you get into ticketing, problem and incident management are pretty common, where you have a phone issue that goes down, so that's a problem, and then you have 20 tickets that came in on that. Those are the incidences to the problem. I apologize, I don't use ITIL nomenclature very often on my demos, but we can handle a lot of it with incident, with problem. We have a few of our customers that do use this for change management. We use the group function. It does not have a module for change, but we can go in and customize the ticket for that, and even create it into a separate group that you would have access to, so you can track your change management from there. Like I said, it's not completely ITIL certified. It is built on ITIL principles. You'll see a lot of ITIL within the help desk. For us, it just didn't justify the cost to make the help desk ITIL certified. A lot of ITIL certified help desks are pretty expensive because of the cost to make it ITIL certified, and so we didn't feel like most of our customers wanted to go down that route, and so we haven't quite gotten there. I know there's still some internal discussions of whether to do it or not. You should know, though, that all of our staff is ITIL certified. We've all taken the classes and been ITIL certified as well. I hope that answers, I believe that's for Kevin. I hope that answers Kevin's question.
Perfect, thank you. So the next question, can you show anything about Zenworks integration?
You know, I don't have it connected to Zen, and I apologize. They've changed the password on me here over the last few weeks in testing for the version 10. And so I think that if you go to our website, you would be able to see a video that would show you Zen. Once again, the only really difference is this is, let me move this here. This asset, if you're integrated with Zen, would be a Zen asset, and instead of opening it to an internal asset piece, this opens up to actual Zenworks, where it will show you the asset within, patches, updates, anything you've done to this particular asset. It takes you into Zenworks from here, and so instead of seeing our internal information, you're seeing Zenworks information when it comes to the actual asset. And that's from, I believe, Zen 7 and up is we integrate there. Most are now on Zen 10, ZCM 10 or ZCM 11 that are using it.
Okay, perfect. And just so that you know, I did put that link to the video in the Q&A under that question. So if anyone wants to see that video, the link is just in the Q&A.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome. I have not seen any other questions come through yet, but if you do have any, go ahead and put them in or on the chat or Q&A.
If you have pricing questions, you want some more information on on-premise or hosted, feel free to just throw, pricing or hosted or on-premise in as just a word or two, and we'll follow up with you separately to go over that if you'd like.